welcome to our Super Bowl preview show. I'm with Josh today, and we're going over storylines, key players, and predictions, and also a special part about the retirement of the undisputed GOAT, Tom Brady. We'll begin with the Kansas City Chiefs, the #1 ranked scoring offense. Their high-powered offense is led by Patrick Mahomes in his third Super Bowl appearance, who has had a career high in passing yards with 5,250 and 42 touchdowns in the regular season. He's currently the favorite for MVP and has had a magical season. It is important to note, however, that he's recovering from a high ankle sprain that he suffered against Jacksonville, and should be healthy for the Super Bowl. Around Mahomes is a brand new receiving core. After losing Tyreek Hill in the offseason, they're led by the best tight end in the league in Travis Kelce, who has 1,338 yards and 12 touchdowns. Kelce is a sure problem that the Eagles will have to prioritize. Leading the receiving core is Juju Smith-Schuster with 933 yards and 3 touchdowns. Juju has made a large impact for the Chiefs as they try and fill the void created by Tyreek Hill. Another addition in the offseason is Marquez Valdes-Scantling, an ultimate deep threat that brings down a high percentage of 50-50 balls and is a great downfield option for Mahomes. Kadarius Toney is a game-time decision, and Mecole Hardman will not be playing for the Chiefs. So, Josh, how can the Chiefs scheme their offense against the top Eagles secondary?
I mean, they have Mahomes. He's just a magician with the ball. I mean, we've seen the McKinnon be able to receive the ball. They have the best tight end in football, probably the greatest tight end ever in football with Kelce. And I mean, with Kelce and Mahomes, I really just don't think any secondary really stands a chance with them. They're just an unreal duo, and it's just hard to stop them.
Along with a good receiving core is rookie Isaiah Pacheco, who has burst onto the scene with 830 yards and 5 touchdowns, and he's paired up with another good receiving back in Jerick McKinnon, who has 512 receiving yards and 9 receiving touchdowns for the Chiefs. The Chiefs' defense has been very good over the end of the season. They've allowed 21.7 points per game for the whole season, but in the playoffs, they've allowed just 13.3. Their defense is led by defensive lineman Chris Jones, who has 15.5 sacks and 30 tackles, and is a key run stopper in shutting down the Eagles' very strong rushing attack. The secondary is led by L'Jarius Sneed in the young Ross secondary with 3 interceptions. Other than that, the Chiefs' secondary has looked weak, giving up a lot of deep plays to the Bengals in the AFC Championship. So, Josh, how will the Chiefs' weak secondary be able to contain one of the most talented receiving cores in the league?
Well, I think their defense looked like a little bit of a scare in the regular season, but like you said, they have stepped up big in this postseason. I mean, they did look a little weak against Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. That's just tough. I mean, Jamar and T. Higgins is just a crazy duo again for receivers. So I think if they're able to contain the run game, I think that's actually the key for this defense, containing the Eagles' strong run game. Not so much the receiving, but if they can contain the run game and not let too many deep balls for A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, they should be fine.
Now to the Eagles. They're led by another MVP candidate, Jalen Hurts, who after a strong 2021 campaign has looked like one of the best QBs this year, with 3,701 yards and 22 touchdowns passing and 760 yards rushing with 13 rushing touchdowns. He's lifted by one of the best receiving corps in the league, led by their big offseason acquisition, A.J. Brown, who had 88 catches for 1,496 yards and 11 touchdowns. Next to him is Devontae Smith, a second-year draft pick, who has also exploded this year with 95 catches and 1,196 yards with 7 touchdowns. So, Josh, how will the Eagles be able to exploit a very weak secondary?
I think you just said it. I mean, like I said before, the Chiefs are going to look to stop this Eagles run game with Jalen Hurts, Miles Sanders. I think the key to the Eagles is this passing game with Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. If they can develop a passing game versus the Chiefs, I mean, I don't see how the Chiefs are going to stop them. So I think that's the key.
Yeah, you mentioned that running core. It's very strong. The Eagles have one of the best offensive lines in the league and rushing attacks, led by Miles Sanders, who has had career highs in rushing yards with 1,269 yards and 11 touchdowns. So, Josh, what do the Eagles need to do to move the ball against a strong rushing defense?
Yeah, the Chiefs have a strong rush defense, but I mean, they shouldn't go away from what they do. Run with Hurts, run with Sanders, and then, like I said, if the Chiefs are playing run heavy, then you just got to throw the ball and use your elite receiving duo.
The Eagles' defense has been dominant this year. Their pass rush is elite with 70 sacks, and that's tied for the 3rd most ever, with another big offseason signing of Hudson, who in the playoffs has erupted for 3.5 sacks, 6 tackles, and 1 fumble. They also have one of the best defensive tackles in the league in Fletcher Cox, creating havoc in the middle. And the Eagles' secondary is very strong with the signing of James Bradbury in the offseason and Darius Slay, who locks down opposing receivers. So, to wrap up this Super Bowl preview, what's your pick for this game, Josh?
I mean, I was going back and forth here, but I'm going with Mahomes. You just can't bet against him in the playoffs. He's going to could potentially go down as the best quarterback of all time, and right now he's just the best quarterback in the league. with him, Kelsey, and that overpowered offense, I just don't see them losing this game.
Yeah, I agree. I can't see Mahomes losing this. No matter how injured their receivers are, no matter how little receivers, he makes it work somehow, game in and game out. I think the Chiefs will win this. Another segment is a celebration for the career of Tom Brady, who retired last week from the NFL. He's the leader for all-time passing yards with above 89,000, passing touchdowns with 649, Super Bowl wins, and more than doubled the playoff win record with 35. The legendary career comes to an end after 23 seasons of pure success on the Patriots and Buccaneers. So Josh, the question is, will Mahomes or any other QB be able to surpass what Brady has accomplished?
I mean, like I just said, I think the way Mahomes is going right now, he has a good chance of surpassing Brady, what he's done. I mean, Brady was just an incredible winner. I mean, he was in the playoffs almost every year of his career. But from what Mahomes has done in his first like 4 seasons in the NFL, his third Super Bowl appearance this year, I mean, Mahomes is on track to have a chance at surpassing Brady.
I think it's all about the Super Bowl rings for Mahomes if he wants to do it. And that'll wrap up our show. Thank you.